Mortal Kombat 2 has a lot to prove, like a lot, because the last movie it straight up sucked. Not it had problems, not it was a mixed bag, no, it sucked. It was a terrible movie. And what makes that worse is that the old Mortal Kombat movies were a mess too, but at least they felt like Mortal Kombat. They were cheesy and loud and overacted, and half of the sets looked fake, sure, and some of the effects looked terrible, you know, and somehow they still had more life in them than the 2021 movie. That's the part that's actually crazy to me. The newer movie, it had more money and more blood, more serious faces, polished effects, and somehow it ended up feeling extremely flat and extremely dull, boring even. There was less atmosphere, less personality, less actual Mortal Kombat. That should not happen with this franchise. This is not a hard thing to understand. It really isn't. It's Mortal Kombat. It's not that difficult. We are not here for a 2 hour meditation on destiny and trauma. We are here to watch iconic lunatics with special powers beat the shit out of each other in a world that is dangerous and stupid and cool and magical, all of it. And yes, before somebody gets clever, I get it. Of course, it needs a story, obviously. You need something to hold the movie together. You need rivalries, you need stakes, actual reasons for people to fight. Fine, I get it. But the story is there to get us to the fights. That's the whole point. It's there to push the thing forward, not to just sit in the middle. That's what the last one kept doing. It felt like it was setup for more setup for more setup. It was boring, like it was more interested in preparing a franchise than actually delivering a Mortal Kombat movie. And then, on top of that, they built half the thing around Cole Young, which is still one of the weirdest adaptation choices I've seen in years. You've got one of the easiest rosters in gaming. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Sonya, Kano, Raiden, Jax, you name it, we've got him, you know? People know these characters. People came for these characters. And then that movie still somehow went, what if the emotional center is some new guy that nobody asked for? No, no. Why would you do that? That's like inviting people to a massive buffet and then proudly serving them plain toast. Nobody's here for the plain toast. Nobody's here for Cole. And that's why Johnny Cage matters so much now for the new movie. Not just because he's a known character, not just because people like him. He matters because he brings exactly what the last movie was missing: personality, swagger, ego, humor. That slightly annoying confidence that makes the whole thing feel more alive. Mortal Kombat needs that energy. You know, it cannot just be a parade of grim faces whispering about prophecies while everybody stands around looking like they're late for a funeral. That's not Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat should have some grin to it, sure, some stupidity and confidence, absolutely. It should feel like the game came to life and it had the decency to be entertaining about it. And that's where the old movies, for all their problems, still got something right. I'm not pretending the 90s films are some hidden masterpieces. They're dumb, they're really dumb, I get it. But dumb in the right way, really, you know. They move, they have rhythm. All of that charged up feeling where even when something is corny, you kind of go with it because the movies are going with it too. The movies are not embarrassed to be what they are. It's Mortal Kombat. They just throw the doors open and say, yeah, this is what you came for, here you go. Even the second one, even Annihilation. And that movie is complete nonsense. It really is. It's reckless. And Annihilation is basically a sugar rush in a movie form. It's absolutely not good. But at least it feels like it knows what kind of chaos, well, we all signed up for. The newer movie, it felt more polished and somehow more cautious. That's the whole problem. Mortal Kombat should not feel cautious. It should go all out, you know, balls to the walls. That's what they should do. And the thing is, with this franchise, vibe matters more than the polish. That's really what it comes down to. If the sets look a little fake, that's fine. If the CG is a bit rough, fine. If the dialogue is cheesy, honestly, yeah, good. I don't care. People will forgive all of that if the movie has atmosphere, if the characters feel right, if the world has some pulse to it. What people will not forgive is a movie that looks more expensive and still feels less alive. That's what happened in the 2021 movie. It had gore, sure, but gore is not personality. It had lore, yeah, of course, but lore is not atmosphere. It had some darker tone, but dark is not the same thing as cool. That movie kept acting like Mortal Kombat becomes better if you make it heavier. No, Mortal Kombat gets better when it gets more confident, when it leans into the absurdity instead of trying to sand it down, when it gives you, big entrances, memorable clashes, and characters who actually feel iconic. That's why Mortal Kombat 2 has a lot to prove. Not because I think the old movies were secretly brilliant, they weren't, but they understood the assignment. They knew this thing is supposed to feel like an event, loud, stylized, ridiculous, and gamey as hell. That's what I want to see. I want to see the fights. The 2021 felt like it was still waiting for permission to become fun, really. So now the sequel has another shot. You've got more characters, you've got Johnny Cage, which already helps because it instantly gives the movie more flavor. You've got another chance to stop over explaining and start delivering that Mortal Kombat movie. And really, that's what I want from it. And it looks like it's gonna give me what I want. I don't need elegance, I don't need prestige, I don't need Mortal Kombat to become some deep dramatic saga. I need it to feel like Mortal Kombat. Give me the characters who feel like themselves. Give me fights that actually feel like payoffs. Give me atmosphere. Give me some stupidity, some ridiculousness. Give me some of that swagger. Because if Mortal Kombat 2 still can't get this right, then honestly, what are we even doing here? The old movies were rough, but they had, the drip, the sauce, all of it. And the last one had money and none of the drip, none of the sauce. And if this one shows up with the same dead eyed setup energy, then finish it already. Fatality and move on. That's my take. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye bye.